evening, everyone, and welcome to another session of Faith Life with me, your host, Acribba. I'm so happy to have you join me once again. I know that we have run a bit late this evening, but please accept our apologies. We are here now, and we're about to make it happen. Welcome once again, and thank you. So I'm so excited for my guest this evening. She's no stranger to me. I knew her for many years. She actually used to give me the most bombest bobs. All right, she was a bobslayer, and I'm happy to bring her on to share her journey with us from weeping to walking. I know that this session is going to bless somebody's heart tonight because sometimes God will send people to bless you, the enemy will send people to curse you, and it's the same way. Things will happen where the enemy will send things to at you or have things to happen to take you out, just to take you under, but God still will bless you in the midst of a crisis. And her story is all about that. So you're going to be blessed. I don't want to hold you up. Feast your eyes on the screen as I welcome my guest this evening.
Hey guys, it's Tessah, also known as London from Toronto, Canada. I'm super excited and I'm so humbled to have this opportunity to share with you guys my journey from weeping to walking on such an authentic platform with Acribba and friends. I can't wait to talk about my journey. I can't wait to talk about my experiences as an entrepreneur, and you do not want to miss this segment with me and Acribba on faith, fair, and overcoming. Don't miss it this Thursday on YouTube.
Let's welcome Tessah Arthur. Hey.
Hi.
Can you see me, Tessah?
I can see you.
And you can hear me clearly.
Yes, very clear.
All right, so welcome. We've both been waiting on this. It's so good to have you join me tonight on Faith Life, Tessah, and everyone was waiting on us, and so we are here, and we're about to make it happen. So welcome once again to Faith Life. Before you came on, I was telling everybody you were the Bob Slayer, man. I missed the Bobs, Tessah. I missed the Bobs, but it's all good.
I'll see you
When I come to Canada, I'm definitely gonna get that Bob for sure.
Yes.
For sure. Yes. So Tessah, we introduced you already, but I want you to share just a little bit about you. Who is Tessah?
It's so funny. I always ask this question to people, who are you? Do you know who you are? If someone was to ever ask you, who you are, do you have any idea of exactly what you would say? And here it is now. I'm the one being asked.
Wow, right?
Who is Tessah? And
Right.
Tessah is a number of things. I don't even know where to start, but she's definitely resilient. She's definitely courageous, compassionate, and she's strong, most definitely.
Yes, yes. And I could say that, Tessah. I mean, definitely you are the epitome of strength. And I mean, for those that know your story and for those that are not aware of your story, definitely you don't look like anything that you've been through. And I know for a fact that you are strength. And I know that someone's going to be strengthened by your journey tonight. So before I carry on, I got to shout out everybody from Canada just in case they're on here live tonight. I got to shout everybody out in Canada for representing and being here with Tessah and supporting her as she shares her story. So Tessah, I want to take you back to the Bahamas days and when you were here, and I know that you worked in a clinic and you did, I think a doctor's office or a clinic, correct?
Yeah, I was in the clinic. I worked for the Ministry of Health.
Right. And you did hair at your home and all of that stuff. So
Yeah.
I want to go back to when I first met you and talking about all the things that, you were, I mean, because literally when I connected with you again and I found you on Instagram, everything that we spoke about or that I would hear you talk about when you would do my hair, I'm literally seeing it on the screen when I look on your Instagram. So take us back, because you had a very generous heart. You had a very big heart, and everything you did was about outreach and helping and all of that stuff. Take us back to that Tessa in Pinewood, all of the outreach and all of the things that you did there.
Um, I finished school in 2012, and I got hired at the Ministry of Health as a phlebotomist. So that's where I started, and I was stationed at the South Beach Clinic, and I was there for a while. Um, and shortly after, in service, I did a pharmacy technician course, and I graduated top of my class, but I never actually got to use the certification because I had relocated to Toronto. And, of course, a few other things transpired in between
Yes.
me, achieving all of those things that I never actually got to use in the Ministry of Health. And I was also a hairstylist as well. I never actually even thought that I would be here today and, such an experience and as established as I am now as a hairstylist. But, God knows best. And I was just kind of winging it, and just ended up in certain things, and I actually loved it, and through hair I used that to minister to people, and I used that to spread love and compassion, and to help other young women like myself. But I was just kind of caught up in a lot of things. I tried just about everything. I was into hair. um, I started a snack food company. It was just
Yes, and
a lot.
Christoph, you can put that up. You can put that up on the screen, Christoph, so people can see. It was the Lunchbox 242. That was the
Yes.
initiative that you began. Yes.
Yeah, I saw this picture of this fan today, and it actually brought back so many memories because just about everything from home kind of got deleted from my mind. It's been a very, very long time. I've been here for about 2 years and some now.
Yeah.
So just looking back at all those things reminded me of where it all started, before everything that I am today. But I can honestly say that all of those things played a major role in who I am and where I am right now in my life.
Most definitely. So, Tessa, our topic tonight is about overcoming fear. Oh my God. What's so interesting? Tessa did the Lunchbox 242 in the Bahamas. And now Tessa is the owner of the Waffle House. She is actually, and isn't it amazing how you start off very small and something turns out to be, beyond your imagination. Because to have a Waffle House in a country, not your birth home, but somewhere else, you're an established businesswoman. Now, and put up the wings, Christoph. Y'all got to see this. I got to hurry throw that out there. I couldn't wait. Like 24-karat gold wings and waffles, all right? Tessa is offering to people. And that was always your mind. Very golden. Very golden. You always think very grand. But Tessa, I want to go through the journey just a little bit, because I know that there are so many people where things has happened in their life and it almost looks as if it's a dead end. Like there's no way out. This is the end of it. I don't care anymore. You just throw in the towel because of something that may have taken place in their life. And I want to talk about that because there's a lot of people that are dealing with mental health. There's a lot: depression, anxiety, fear of being themselves. And something that you and I spoke about earlier this week, you said that you remembered when you did not want to be called Tessa. You
No.
preferred to be called London. Take us on that journey right there of people calling your name and being able to cut off. Just you go ahead. You share.
As far as the mental health issue, I'm really happy that we're touching on that because I experienced so much of that. And I developed serious anxiety from my situation. And as far as my name is concerned, I hated my name. I hated it. And I'm getting emotional talking
That's
about it.
okay. That's okay, Tessa.
Because, when we first spoke, I told you that I haven't been able to talk about it. You know,
Yes.
since then, this is actually the first time. in 3 years that I'm actually being super vocal and vulnerable about my past and where I came from. And mental health, it's real, and it's so crazy because even working within the healthcare system, I worked in the gynae unit, so I dealt with a lot of young girls, and pregnancy and seeing them go through things. And mental health was one of the things that really stood out to me with the patients that I would be dealing with. But I never ever, thought for a second that I would be the one experiencing that. And a lot of things that I tried instilling in them, and a lot of advice that I had to, give them, I found myself trying to sift through that advice to kind of apply it to my own situation. But it's not easy, and I battled with it for a long time. And to be honest, I'm just kind of like getting back to my normal self, in 3 years. It took a long time. So when you meet people that are going through, like, suffering from mental illness and anxiety and depression, it's easier said than done. People like to tell you to get over it, or everything's going to be okay, or but sometimes, when you're in a situation, you you kind of have this feeling like everything will never be okay, or when is it going to be okay, or you're just trying to like push yourself forward, without trying to think about what's going on. But it's reality, like you're living in it. So it's kind of hard to get over those things, and I suffered from that long, hard. I hated my name, and I feel like I traumatized my friends and my family because our lives changed, drastically in the space of hours, you know.
Yes.
Like I had no time to catch myself. I had no time to figure things out. Like things just happened so fast, and it damaged me. And I would always tell people, if you know me, if you're getting to know me now, if you knew me then, you don't know me now, because I'm a totally different person now. I will
Yes.
always be Tessa, but now I'm London. And even
Yes.
though I love my name, and my real name is actually what's making room for me, here in
Yes.
Canada. It's not even London, but that's I had to create a new life in
Yes.
order for me to overcome my past life. And like, you see these things happen in movies all the time. You see these things happen on TV shows all the time, but for me it was my reality for
Yes.
3 long, very, very long years. And like, everyone calls me London now. Nobody calls me Tessa. I even remember a time when, I would fall out with my friends because they would call me Tessa, and it was traumatizing for me to hear the name. If I heard my name, like, I'd have an anxiety attack instantly, you know? So just going through that depression, and like, I was ill in my body, I was ill in my mind, I was ill in my spirit, physically, mentally, emotionally, anything you can name. I was broken, like, completely. And like, I didn't know myself. I had to start over, I had to start over everything, like everything. I had to rebuild myself. And when I say myself, I don't mean material things, or,
Yes.
because even when, like, going to court every day, having to see 400, 500 people, going to court 5 days out of the week, seeing 2 to 3 different magistrates every day, that did something to me, you
Yes.
know? And I don't know, it was just really, really hard. And it took me a long time to actually start to, appreciate what I was going through. Now I can actually appreciate it because I can see why God took me through that.
Yes.
And I appreciate it, and I wouldn't ever say that I wish that I hadn't gone through it. Because
Yes.
it made me everything that I am today, and that situation is golden to me. I
Yes.
wish I
Yes.
could just gather it up and put it in a frame, and lock it away in a safe so nobody could ever get to it.
Wow.
Because
Wow.
that situation meant so much to me. It means so much to me now, and I feel like it added so much value to my life now.
Yes. Tessa, you talked about going to court every day. and three different magistrates, seeing hundreds of people, lined up.
Mhm.
And, there was a season when you were locked away. And, it was, in fear for your life because you really don't know, what's going to happen. And you're living in a country and you became a stranger
Mhm.
in your own home.
Yeah.
How did that feel? I mean, being able to wanting to protect your mom, who I
Mhm.
know is your heartstring,
Oh
and
yes. Mhm.
your son Mark.
Mhm.
How was that for you dealing with them? And I know that along the journey there were a lot of people as well that left you,
Mhm.
who you thought would have had your back.
Mhm.
People would have left you. How did you pivot through all of that?
Um, it was lonely.
Yes.
It was super lonely. I lost just about every friend that I had. And, if you know me, you knew that I was very social. I was a part
Yes.
of a lot of things, a lot of organizations. I did a lot in my community. Um, I was Tessa,
Yes.
so, but it was definitely lonely. And I lost just about every friend. Even my family members despised me. All I had was my mom and God.
Yes.
That's it,
Yes.
to be completely honest.
Wow. And everything was, people see you today, Tessa, and one thing I believe in is having a heart of forgiveness. And people would see Tessa today and may say, well, oh, she's living big, but they don't realize the pain, and everything that you would have went through. I want Christoph to put on the screen the photograph of the bed and the little boy looking at the bed. I want people to see the way you survived or the way you lived for 3 to 4 years. But people never saw that. People would see you now and they don't know the struggle and they don't know the pain that you endured for all of this. How hard was it, Tessa, for you to make a decision to leave it all behind, to just leave home, the place that you called home? How hard was it for you to do that?
Um, it was definitely hard, and I love home. You know, um, I went to I went to boarding school in North Carolina for high school, and I feel like my resting place was never to be in the Bahamas. But I kind of did everything to stay there, and
Yes.
I felt like so much had to happen in order for me to decide to finally move from there. But it's just terrible that that had to happen for me to move. you know
Yes.
I had to leave behind my family, I had to leave behind my kid, I had to leave behind my life, but everything was taken from me. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Literally. So I felt like I had nothing. Like, the only thing I had was my gifts and my talents and my mind, which is my most powerful possession.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that's one of the things that I stated, even going to court every day. Um, and I could remember the magistrate asking me, if when we take everything from you today, what are you gonna do? Like, how are you gonna feel? And I remember my response to him being that, you can take everything away from me. You could take the clothes off my back. You can take the house that I live in. You can take the cars that I drive, the money on my bank account. But my most powerful possession that I have that you cannot take away is my mind,
Yes.
you know?
Yes.
And I knew for a fact that I could have never, I could not be what I wanted to be and who I wanted to be in my own home. No matter
Wow.
how hard I tried, I just knew it. So it was definitely a risk because I knew no one, I had no one, I lost everything. So I moved with literally nothing to my name. My curlers, the $600 US that I had, and my family. That's it.
Wow. Wow, Tessa, that's a leap of faith. I was telling someone today, living a faith life takes risks. Like
It
you, you
does.
you have to jump out into this deep
Hmm.
water. You don't know if you're gonna make it back to the
Hmm.
top, but you have to jump. That's the
Hmm.
only way. And it's better to jump and to do
Hmm.
it than to
Hmm.
not jump at all. And then
Hmm.
you just
For
sit there
sure.
saying that I should have done it, and
Hmm.
things just get worse.
Hmm.
But Tessa, you ended up in Canada now, and we spoke about the way that things are dealt with there. You said that you went to seek help when you got there. The first thing you did was you went to seek help. Tell us a little bit about therapy, for your mind, and what did you do to try to get some form of normalcy back to your life when you arrived in Canada?
Um, well, I was registered in school when I first came, and my plan was never to actually stay in Canada. I was just gonna come, take some time, go to school, get myself together, and then, try to come back and fix things. My intention was to always try to find a way to rebuild. Because if it's one thing that I know about, Bahamian people is that they forgive but they never forget. So in my
Absolutely.
in my mind, I always thought that if I would just come back and try to come back with a better plan, they'll just forget. Like what happened. And every time I try to talk to someone or one of my friends or family members to give them my plan, or you know they just encourage me not to do it.
Yeah, but you know something, Tessa. When I reached out to you and I told you, look, it's time to share the story.
Mhm.
Um, the first thing that came to my mind, because I know you, because I know Tessa before
Right.
everything else,
Uh-huh.
I was like, why I believe in Tessa head, she trying her hardest to find a plan to come back to do, just to make it right with everyone. And I know because that's your heart, and that's always
Mhm.
been you, Tessa.
Mhm.
But I mean, now you're saying it, so that's not shocking.
And I will eventually. I still will. I still have a lot of plans, and I'm definitely gonna see those plans through, regardless
Yes,
of who accepts me and who doesn't accept
yes.
me. But I can definitely say that when I came to Canada and I started school, and I surrounded myself with people that didn't know me at all, and they gave me a chance. You know what I mean? They gave me an opportunity. They loved on me. They accepted me, even with my situation. Like, they didn't even care about it. They were just like, I feel like now everyone that I have around me, my friends, my new friends, my family, and I feel like they actually they appreciate who I am. They appreciate everything that I am. They appreciate my personality. They love me being around. Like, nobody wants to do anything unless I'm around. So
Ah,
it definitely makes me feel, so loved, so welcomed, and even with my situation, like nobody really cares about it. I don't know, maybe it's because it wasn't them, um, but I'm definitely in a place now where I am appreciated and not just tolerated for the things that I can do, or for what I bring to the table. But I did start to see a psychiatrist here, and
yes,
the funny thing is, she actually suggested that, uh, you know, I smoke weed
yes.
for my anxiety.
Right.
Because, it's legal here, right? So
Yes.
it's a big thing here. Like, everybody kind of does it. People do it for recreational reasons. People just do it because they could. Like, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. It's just a thing here. And I tried it, and the only thing it did for me was it took me up, and then when I came down, it made me actually feel super worse than how I was before. And I would, if it's one advice that I would give to anyone that actually uses that to suppress anxiety or depression or anything like that, is to put your trust in God, because
Amen.
there's nothing that can give you a better feeling than just knowing that he's covering you and he's watching over you, and whatever it is that you have going on, like, you can pray your way through it. And prayer definitely was one of the biggest components that got me through everything it was that I went through. But coming here was one of the best decisions that I ever made in my entire life, and I don't regret it. And it's like, everything is just amazing. I feel like even when I was going through my situation, I remember I started to see this prophetess. Her name is Tanya. I can't remember the last name, but I remember her coming to the jail when I was arrested. And she said to me that, God told me to tell you, if you just would go through this, and if you would just bear this burden, and if you would just carry all of this.
It's all right. You can let it go, Tessa. I know. Go ahead. We love you, and it's so much. I just want to read some comments to encourage you. Everyone here is loving up on you, Tessa, right now on YouTube. People are saying God is so good. Congratulations, Tessa. You are amazing. God kept you all this time. Proud of you. It made you so much better. You had a pit experience. You're now the butterfly in others' lives. Thank you so much. Oh my God, Tessa, people are loving up on you here on
Thank you.
YouTube. Yeah, this story is gonna break many chains and shackles, and it's gonna set people free because it takes a lot of courage. That's one thing it was something I felt a bit timid coming at you and even asking you to share. But on this platform, my team knows that once God sends me to somebody, I'm going to go. And the fact that you took this opportunity to, I know that this is going to break even more barriers down and open more doors for you, Tessa, because one of the things I know that you were very good at was speaking, and you were very public with it, and you love to share, and you love to minister and inspire people. That was you.
Yeah.
And so now I know that this is going to open another gateway. I even see, I don't want to jump there right quick, but I see that you have your TV, your channel, and all of that. That's going to explode. And I pray that you go there and begin to really deal with the mental health of individuals because it's rough. I've
It
never
is.
been there, but I can just imagine, I saw you a bit during the journey. I think once or twice we connected when you were locked away, but I know that it was very uncomfortable. I know that it was very uncomfortable. And seeing you now, Tessa, I'm telling you, I be smiling on Instagram and you be posting your boomerangs and stuff. I love it because now that gives me a sense of peace. And I know that I said, okay, she's good. She's good. And only God could have done this, Tessa. You're right. The weed didn't work. And I think the prophet, the lady that came to you, that was wise words. Because if you would just bear this burden, and now that you are seeing God hands move in your life, and something you said to me when we spoke this week, you said, Kiki, God don't bless mess, and that is a fact. That is a fact. He was with you all that time, and you are. Trust me, Tessa. This was sent to kill you. I'm serious. You're not even supposed to be here,
No.
but you are here. You know what I mean? And so you have to use that gift as well, and that is ministry. But Tessa, even going to Canada, a lot of Bahamians are in Canada. And of course, news spread. They say good news, go on a snail
Mhm.
back, and
For
bad
sure.
news, travel on a horse, right? How did you feel entering Canada knowing that, my people are here too? Like, Bahamians are going to be here as well. How did you feel, anxiety wise, fear wise, all of that?
Um, the funny thing is, I kind of hid out for a while. And even though I had my hair page, nobody really knew that it was me behind the page. So I had a plan when I decided that, this is where I want to be and this is what I'm going to do. I I stayed low key until I felt like it was safe to come out. And the thing about it is, like, I've even had Canadians, like, try to bully me, about my situation. Like, I've had, I think, one or two incidences where, they posted stuff about me. And the thing is, Bahamians that knew them would be sending them clippings of me and, telling them who I was and what was going on in the Bahamas. And so I was, even with building like my Instagram page and trying to get clients, and it was a struggle because people would not let me live. Like, they would not let me live at all. And it was Bahamians, like, here in Canada, that was, trying to do that. Like, I would go to social events and people would be whispering and talking and taking pictures of me, without me knowing, and sending it around to people. And it wasn't a good feeling. Um, and I realized that the only way, these types of things could not bother me anymore is if I acknowledged the situation instead of trying to, like, hide from it, which is what I was doing. Um, I would be so afraid for someone to, like, call my real name, or, what I
Yes.
mean, to like, or to every time I would get invited somewhere, I'd be like, is Bohemians gonna be there? Who's gonna be there?
Yes.
Where's it gonna be? Stuff like that. Even though my friends, they were totally supportive of me and everything that I went through, and they defended me. It still wasn't enough for me. I still didn't feel safe, even though I was here. And I actually worked with one or two stylists when I first arrived to Canada, and one of them I could remember. She Googled me after I didn't want to work with her anymore. Um, and I and it's not that I didn't want to work with her anymore, but I couldn't afford to work with her anymore because the
Right.
rent was too much for me to pay, especially seeing that I didn't have like any clients like that yet. And when I let her know I'm not going to be able to work with you anymore, um, I remember her sending me a text message saying that the Holy Spirit told her to Google me. And I found that so strange because the Holy Spirit doesn't dabble in things, that hurts people, regardless of who you think they are or what they did or where they came from. And I definitely believe now that it was a ploy to kind of destroy my image here in Canada before people even got a chance to really know
To
who
know you.
who I
Yes.
was, and
Yes.
I was very adamant about creating this person called London, and it's so funny because when I'm at work or when I'm out in the public, I'm London. Nobody knows me as Tessa. People are just now starting to see my name, and because we have this thing here called e-transfers, and I accept e-transfers like as payment for hair. And obviously, like when you e-transfer me, you're gonna see my real name. So,
Yes.
but people don't really pay attention to it, But um, there, like in the front of this camera, there's two people. There's Tessa and there's London. Some people get Tessa, some people get London. Right
Yes.
now, I'm a bit of both,
Yes.
but but it was scary. It was scary for me. It was scary for the longest time. I would see police cars passing, and I would be like, "Are they coming for
I
me?"
know. Oh, wow. Wow.
And the crazy thing about it is like I was never charged criminally for anything. I was never charged for anything. I was never like, um, I was never even like really like arrested. I was booked, and I was questioned, and I had to work along with the police for a few days to try to sort paperwork out, and so they can figure things out. But I was never actually charged with anything. I'm not wanted, even though I seen people posting things about me. Like it was more of like a, what's it called when you go to like a small claims court kind of thing.
Now I know I have the word in my head, Tessa. You
Yeah,
get me,
but I can't
but I
get
know
it
what you're
out. But
talking
you
about.
know what I mean.
I
But
feeling you.
nonetheless, like I just my main reason for moving was so that I could create a life for myself and my family without feeling like a criminal,
Yes.
and without being afraid or without feeling unwanted, or like I even had friends that like even my friends here, like they wouldn't want me around, you know, at social events because they didn't want anyone to know that they were friends with me, and
Wow.
that they knew me. So it was hard because I was here alone for a very, very long time before my family actually, was able to come. And the entire thing was just hard. Like I cried myself to sleep every night. Some days I went without food. I didn't have anything, and oh my god.
It's okay, Tessa. That's what I think. That's what God really wanted you to
Mhm.
do, to let it out, because I know that a lot has been going on, and I know you can cry. That's a beautiful sign. You can
Mhm.
you can release. That's fine.
Yeah, but that's one of the reasons why I'm so thankful for where I am today, because like I've been through so much. Like it's one thing for a group of people to be, against you, but for an entire country, you
Yes.
know, for an entire country,
Tessa, that was something. I
you
mean,
know,
literally, that was. I mean, the entire country. Like
literally.
not just like one person. We're talking
It
about the
was like
Bahamas.
everyone.
Yes.
you know.
That was a lot. And I remember seeing a lot of the comments, and I remember at one point when I would even I think I reached out to you and I said, Tessa, don't respond. Just leave social media. Just come off, because people were saying that we want our money back, and then some people were saying that they understood, and it just was no. I mean, it was just like no
Yeah,
way
it
out.
was no
It was like
medium.
no way out.
And like, to be honest, I just wanted people to give me a chance to kind of fix things. Even if it took me forever. I'm a visionary and I make things happen. That's who I am. That's why I was able to come to Canada with, it wasn't even 600 US dollars,
Wow.
and make a new life for myself and my family, because I lost everything before I left the Bahamas. But if people had only given me a chance instead of, bashing me and dragging me and doing whatever else they were doing. And I feel like a lot of it too was jealousy. I dealt with that for a long time, for a very, very long time. And a lot of people too, like, they couldn't wait for me to actually fall on my
The
face,
downfall, yes.
but in the moment I felt like it was the worst thing in my life. Like, I'm like, why would God do this to somebody like me? Why would he do it to somebody like me? Everything that I'm doing, why me? But I see now why he chose me. And now I'm in this place and I'm looking back at it. I would have been upset if he hadn't chose me.
Wow, that's powerful.
And I feel special. I feel I feel golden,
Yes.
because I bared that burden for 3 long years.
Wow.
And it was, if you asked me to describe that situation in words, I couldn't describe it to you. At one point I thought I had lost my vision,
Wow.
because the migraines were so traumatic. Like, it was hard for me to even see. I had to lay down for hours with my eyes closed because my vision was blurred because of the stress. I had my period for 21 days.
Wow.
My body was swollen. It was bad. Like, I couldn't move. I couldn't eat anything. It was terrible.
And this was here at home.
Yeah, this was here at home. I went through a lot before I left home. I went through a lot. I went many days without eating. I couldn't, some days I couldn't even hear anything. Like, I was weak. I remember one day I woke up and my entire body was swollen. I thought I would die because of the stress.
I
Depression was
remember,
so low.
I know, I remember, Tessa, when it happened. One of the things that I knew that really, really bothered you, and you shared it with me, you said, Kiki, people, because you did a lot of things, and I want the people to know this. You did a lot of things in secret, not publishing and not telling anyone what you were doing. I'm talking about outreach and clothing people, and paying bills for people, and doing the things that you would have talked to me about. This is just you and I and Jesus in this shop. And these people were the very ones throwing the darts at you. And I remember you saying, Kiki, I didn't, I understand people are upset, but I didn't expect her to do it, or I didn't expect him to do it, or I didn't, you know, talk a little bit about that. No name calling, but, just a situation where you gave your life literally to these people. And these people literally led the tribe of throwing the darts at you. How did you feel? I want people to hear it because it's very important that, usually when you get in your pit, that is when
Hmm.
you really get to see who people really are,
For
whether
sure.
they were for you or
Hmm.
what were they for what you can do. And you
Hmm.
face that situation. Just share a little bit on that for us.
And I was just telling one of my friends the other day, with the court situation, that's why I stopped going, because I felt like at one point I just told my attorneys, like, this doesn't even make sense. I feel like it's a puppy show. Like, people just want to come, they want to see me, they want to laugh, they want to throw jars, they want to make me feel some type of way. But this is never going to get anywhere. I'm coming to court all the time, paying monies out, and a lot of it was people that actually was, they got paid out so many times, but they were still there every day. You know, it was more of the people that actually got something out of it than the people that were actually hurt because they never got the opportunity to get anything. And one of the persons who had so much to do with why I even had to go to court in the first place, she was actually one of my employees that I had hired. And the crazy thing about it is, I remember when I met her. I met her kid too, and I remember even paying her son's school fee. Offer he had just graduated high school, because he went to school with my little brother, and I wanted to help. I wanted to help because I realized that she couldn't do it, and he would have just been another young person, out there not living in purpose and not doing exactly what it was he wanted to do because of financial purposes. And I did that, and I didn't even think twice to doing it. And I was so hurt when I went to court one day and she was on the stand, testifying like against me. But it really wasn't anything to testify against because I was there. I never denied anything. I never, like, turned away from anything that was going on. I was accountable, for whatever it was that happened. But a lot of people that I did things for, a lot of people that I helped, friends, family, so many things that I never ever spoke about. And those were the main people that, were beating me down and calling my phone, calling me out of my name, doing so many evil things. I know for sure, like, one of my really close friends, she tried to have someone burn down my car, and
Wow.
it was just so much going on. Like, even people texting things about me. I saw everything. Like, I saw every screenshot. I heard every voice note. I seen every message, everything that people did, the police reports, everything. It was hurtful. Like, I couldn't take all of it. I couldn't. It was a lot. It was too much for me to handle. Too much.
Wow.
But it
Wow.
was the people closest to me, the people that I held very, like, near to me, people that I call my friends, people that I did so much for, like, behind the scenes that I never spoke about, that hurt me the most.
Wow. That was, Tessa, that was something. And I was sharing too, because I want to, I didn't know you in school or your whole childhood life. I
Mhm.
met you through my godchild, because I really loved the bob, but I fell in love with the person doing the bob. I
Mhm.
fell in love with the heart of the person. And you, like I say, you would always share, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this. Like you say, you're a visionary. Like, I don't believe you. I don't think you're sleeping now, Tessa, because probably you up to something else again. And
Uh-huh.
in the midst, I know, in the midst of a pandemic, I mean, to open an entire, like,
Mhm.
Waffle House.
Mhm.
And I mean, your amazing beauty salon, that is amazingly beautiful. And Tessa, I want Christoph to put up on the screen that image of that class. I could still remember you talking about empowering people and teaching, and now
Mhm.
you teach so many beauticians,
Mhm.
and you're not greedy with the gift. You're not, you like,
No,
you're a person that, there's room for everybody. Like, there's enough for
there
everybody.
is.
Let's just
There
get
is.
it done.
Mhm.
Let's make it. And you always use this word to me. I don't know if you remember. You would always use this word. You would say a movement. I
Mhm.
don't know if you remember that. And this is actually what I see you doing in Canada. Like, you literally, I don't know, Tess. I don't know if you're gonna run for mayor soon or something like that. I don't know, but you gotta keep me posted, because
I
I know
should.
how you go. You think so big. Like, you think so grand, and that's beautiful. That's beautiful, because we see the hand of God. Did Christoph put it up on the screen? We see the hands of God in all of this that you are doing. And so, talk a little bit now, Tessa. Oh, I want to get to this birthday thing. On your birthday, you were celebrated,
Mhm.
and I think that post really touched me so much, because it's not that you were not used to anything, you were,
Mhm.
but being able to feel accepted as Tessa was a moment for you. You talked about that being a moment. You left everyone in the
Mhm.
room,
Yes.
and you decided to go in the bathroom and just bawl your eyes out, because you were like, Lord, it's not about the money, but this is it right here. Share that moment of joy with us.
One of my really close friends, she actually lives here. Um, Shani. They decided to have a surprise birthday party for me. Like I've had, birthday parties before, but this one just felt different because I wasn't being celebrated because it was my birthday, but they felt the need to come together and celebrate me because of the person who I am today. And walking through that door of my house and being surprised, like I immediately felt the love. And for the first time in such a long time, people were coming together to celebrate me for everything great that I am. And I just wanted that moment to last, forever. I wish it could last forever. Like anyone that knows me personally knows that I'm not big on like, material things and clothes, and like it doesn't matter how much money I have. I'll never walk into a store and buy a Gucci purse, or a Gucci shoes. Like I don't care about that stuff. Like I eat a lot. I like good food.
You like food.
Yeah, I like good food, but that was one of the moments in my life, for the past 3 years. Like it was the best moment, being with my friends and my family and everyone loving on me and celebrating me and, giving speeches and just letting me know how much they appreciate me and how much they love me. Like I felt amazing and I felt like, I wanted that for so long, and it was just so authentic and it was
Yes.
it was really it was heartfelt, and each of the people in that room, they mean something so significant to me, and they all played a major role in my healing process,
Yes.
and I just thought that God has such a funny sense of humor because when I first moved to Canada, like none of them were actually here, but they were all like my friends from different walks of life from back home. And it's just so crazy that now all of us are here, living in purpose. And
Yes.
they were the ones that helped me, through my healing process. And they waited for me to heal and they waited for me to, to get back to where I needed to be in my life. And it was more than a birthday. Like I didn't even care that it was my birthday. I was just so excited. I felt like a kid, I felt like a child, like, being surrounded by all of his little primary school friends and, just being loved on and opening gifts and cutting cake. And it was just different. It was a different feeling, because
Oh,
it's been so long since, I was actually like being celebrated for something good,
yes.
you know? So,
I
yeah.
know that. I know that feeling. And in Canada, Tessa, I'm gonna let Christoph put it on the screen now as well. You've been hosting events. I think you had like a sip and
Oh,
paint
trap
event.
and paint. Yes.
Trap and paint. How could I
hmm
forget? How could I forget that? The trap and paint.
hmm
Tell us a little bit about that. I'm gonna let Christoph put it on the screen.
Um, so I feel like even though Canada is such a big place, there are so many things that can be done here that haven't been done yet. And you think that because it's such a big place, like these things like already happen. And I wanted to do an event where, people can come together and have fun and have good vibes, not just like a club setting where you can go and drink and dance and whatever. Like I wanted it to be something recreational and something fun where you can network because I'm very big on networking,
Yes.
but something without like a suit and tie, not so formal. And I decided to have an event called Trap and Paint, which was the very first one in Canada. And I had two of those, and they were all sold out. They did very, very well. People had such a good time, and I would have been having another one this summer, but coronavirus took over. So
Mm.
we have to wait until all of this is over to do another one. But yeah, that was one of the events that I had this past Christmas and summer of last year.
Yeah.
hmm
One thing I know for sure, Tessa, Corona did not stop you from hosting your master class.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think, did you do it for your, was it your birthday?
It was supposed to be for my birthday. Every year I give back to my, my clients and girls in the hair community here in Canada. Uh, my first year, was it my no my second year in Canada? I did my first year in Canada. I had a free master class for high school students that were graduating and didn't really know what it was they wanted to do, but they're in the fashion world, they're in the beauty industry, and they wanted to develop their skills, but they couldn't really afford it. So I had a free class last year, and I wanted to do it again this year on my birthday, and obviously, like, we couldn't do it because of Corona. So I ended up having it. I think it was last month. Wait, what month are we in? This is July? Yeah. So
July.
I had it at the end of June. I had 35 students,
Wow.
and it was amazing. It was an amazing experience. I didn't really know how many students that I was actually having until I walked into the room that day and seen all of those girls sitting in the room waiting on me.
Yes, that was amazing. I actually saw the highlight video, and I
Oh,
was
you
like, your
saw the
face was like,
video? I couldn't believe it. Like, you see a list of students, you see a list of
right.
names on a spreadsheet, but actually seeing those bodies, in a room waiting on you,
Yes.
was, yeah. So that day it was great. I was on my feet for like 8 hours, teaching a class. It was very successful. And I do a lot of teaching now, so I don't even know how much longer I'm gonna be doing installs actually. So
Wow.
yeah,
Because you're teaching so much. And I
yeah.
see that, Tessa, like everyone's coming in, and
Mhm.
I saw you post the other day, you said every time your students post an image of their work, it makes you so proud. Like
It
you're
does.
super proud.
It does. And some of them I hound them to post their work because, they're not as confident as they should be. And I really want them to build that confidence, and to know that without a risk there's no reward. So even if it looks bad to you, it may not look bad to somebody else. But if I know
Right.
one thing about social media is that you don't have a lot of real people on social media, but people love authentic stuff. So
Yes.
they love seeing the journey. They love seeing, where you started. They love to see where you are right now. And if that's one thing that I continue to instill in them is patience, be patient. And whatever you do, every install that you do, just make sure you do it with integrity, so that when you post it, even if it's not the best to people, it's the best for you.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes. This, I want Christoph to put up this picture. I think this is, if I can remember, this was your first store this was your store in the Bahamas,
Hmm.
if I'm not mistaken. And
Hmm.
your signature Tesla was always the pinstripe walls. I see you took it in Canada as well. I want Christoph to put that picture up because this, again, too, is a testimony. Because here, this is how you worked. You functioned in this little space, and you
Hmm.
made do with it. It was nice. You
Hmm.
made do with it. But in Canada now, you have this amazing salon. I mean, all the lights and the glass. And look at that. Look at that, everyone. That was Tessa back home. And you know what's so beautiful about this? I always tell people, you don't rush the process
No.
because this is what inspires you to keep going. When you can see where the Lord has brought you from, this is what keeps you going right here to see things like this because never in a million, I mean, I know you always think big, but I don't think in a million years, Tessa, you would believe that you would be in another country. And I mean, I'm going to call you Tessa the mayor because obviously, I'm telling you, I
Speak
am
it. I
blown
might be the
away.
mayor one day.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm blown away by this Tessa because I used to sit in that same chair right there and just hear Tessa talk and just rattle on and about what she want to do and what she's and I want to talk about Mama too. Before you left, I remember you went off to a class,
Mhm.
and it's by no mistake you're teaching, Tessa, because one of the things you always did was you never stopped learning. I remember you would always say, Kiki, I'm going off to a class. I'm going to a seminar. I'm going to a conference. And you would always, I mean, you probably have about 100 certificates. Now you are writing the certificates.
Yeah, a lot of them are actually here. And you know what's so
wow.
funny? They all say London.
Are you serious?
Yeah, this one says London Arthur.
Wow.
I'm going to show you the other ones. 1 second.
Wow.
I have to show you how serious it was for me in this new life. This one here says London Arthur as well.
Wow. Wow. And this was going through the process, correct?
This one here says London Arthur as well.
London, yes.
This was the school that I attended here in Canada when I first came.
Correct.
I have 2 certificates, so one of them have my real name on it, but this one has, this one I had to pay, to get this done, but this one has London Arthur on it.
Wow, Tessa. Wow.
It was very important for me to create an image and to create this person that didn't have anything tied to her so that she could be able to move forward.
To live. Yeah. But you know something, Tessa? You know something? Just looking at the reviews here and the comments on YouTube, people are in love with Tessa. I've never stopped loving Tessa. Because, like you said, it is that name that is making room for you. And it's totally understandable. Mm-hmm. You wanted to start from scratch and you just wanted something that had no spot or wrinkle.
Yes.
But, the beauty of Tessa is she has spots, she has wrinkles, she has flaws, but she's strong and she's courageous. And you are definitely an inspiration, Tessa. Not just to the Canadians, but to your home. People may not tell you it, but I'm telling you, I'm inspired by you. I can't say to you that what you went through, I could have went through. God knew that Tessa was able to carry that burden. We all have our battles. My battle is different from yours. Probably if it was me, that would have killed me because that's not easy, especially being a socialite. Like, I'm a socialite just like you. I love people. I love to see people smile. And I know that it felt like you were probably carrying a whole house on your back and you just didn't know how to let it go. I know, Tessa. I think the last time I saw you when we were together, I saw the weight on you. Even as you sat in the car with me and we drove, I felt the heaviness off of you. I was like, I know you were timid because it's like, I gotta, you're looking around and you're wondering, you know what I mean? And, at that point, Tessa, I really didn't care because at the end of the day, like I said, I knew you before the situation. And that's the beauty of it. And I'm happy that God gave me the opportunity to sit in your chair so many times. And we spoke. And even during such a quiet time in my life, because, I didn't travel much when I was pregnant. And you were one of the few people, well, probably the only person that would put their hand in my head while I was pregnant. And, that was underground. No one knew. Yeah. So I thank God for you, Tessa. Your story is beautiful. I'm happy that you captured Tessa again, because even when I created the flyer, I was like, should I put London? Or should I put Tessa? Should I put London? And I was like, hell no, I'm putting Tessa Arthur. I am not putting London. She's House of London, but you are London. I mean, that is your brand. That is your brand. You will always be known by that. Like, people call me Miss Fake Talk, and that's okay. Yeah. I'm Kiki, I'm Acribba, it's whatever. But, your ministry is really Tessa. Tessa is the ministry. I want to read some of these comments before we go. Because this is if it's anything that's going to encourage you to date Tessa, these comments are amazing. So they said, be encouraged. This is a testimony and proves that God is with us no matter what. You owe no one anything, only God. This is your testimony. What a testimony. They want to join in the murder once people don't like you. There are people conversating in the group as well. The devil was trying to take you out. I could tell you about, okay, so they're talking about it. Amazing testimony. Someone says, you're soaring, Tessa. You're such an inspiration. Such a beautiful story of God's grace and his master plan. You are such an inspiration. The name Tessa went through the pit experience, and that's okay. It was all for his glory. And someone else says, the bobslayer. Yes. Tessa is the 5-minute bobslayer. I wish you put that weave on and just cut it with a razor. And you get the look. And she would make you, this was She'd make you shake it down. You gotta shake it down, and oh my, Tessa.
My clients here say the same thing.
Yeah,
They're
like
like, "You're so
and
fast."
Tessa, they be feeling themselves because I watch them. They be like, y'all be killing the camera, and that's okay. I mean, they feel so good, and that's what you love. You loved it. That was always you. You just love to see people smile, and that's so beautiful. And Mama Bear, I love her so much too. Please give her my love. I remember she came to my Dreamboard event.
Mhm.
You bought a few tickets. You were unable to make it because you went off to class. And one of the things your mom said when she was there, she said, I want to be able to coach and mentor young girls, and I want to be able to encourage them. And you said, I wanted you to share the testimony. You're saying that mom does that now.
She does. She does.
Wow.
She's everyone's mom here. She's
I know,
everyone's,
right?
all of my friends, because a lot of my friends that are here without their parents, right? I'm the only one that actually has my mother here. So she's definitely a nurturer. Like Sundays at my house is lit. Like everyone's at my house on Sundays.
Well, y'all ain't invite me.
When you come, when you come, you definitely have an invitation.
Yeah, I come in, I feel some kind of way with that. Like, I feel some kind of way with that. You got to tell mom I come in, and I'm coming for those 24-carat
Yes.
gold wings. Tessa, just so people would know, what is the name of your channel? I'm going to put all that stuff up later, but people are interested in your channel.
I think it's House of London Inc.
House of London Inc. That's correct. All right. House of London Inc. is correct. So the Waffle House is open now, and it's open for business. You're doing curbside, I suppose, not in dining.
Well, actually, this Friday we're going into stage 3, so people are actually able to. Well, people come inside now, but people couldn't dine in. But Friday is actually gonna be like our first happy hour where we have people actually come in and hang out and enjoy music and stuff like that. So after Friday, people can actually sit down and we're also in the process of opening franchises. So so just in the process of locking in locations and
Yes.
settling deals with my franchisees. So yeah, so it's great. Everything's great here with the Waffle House. I still can't believe it. I'm still in awe. Every time I go there, I can't believe how great it is.
I know, Tessa. I mean, this is look here, look. You've been, but see, this is God's timing. This is God's timing, and I'm so honored and humbled that He allowed you to grace this platform, Faith Life, because that is definitely what you're living. You're living a faith life, and people are definitely going to be empowered by this and understand that it is not what I always tell people. It's not how hard you fall, It's
No,
not
it's
how hard you fall. It's when you get back up. I believe the getting back up is where the power is. And you definitely did get back up with power. I mean, you're now seeing that the sleepless nights, the migraines, the no food
they were
to
all
eat,
worth it.
all worth it. Like, and something powerful that you said, you know what? I would do it all over again. Like I would take this on again because this is what it was to get you to your destination.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you would have, I don't know. You may have still been here in Nassau, slaying the bobs down there in Pinewood. I'm not sure. Like you say, you knew that you were not supposed to be here, but sometimes I think that pushed you faster, probably pushed you a bit faster than on your timeline, because a lot of times, we got our thing timed out, but it may not be the time of God. And now you actually see the hand of God because
Yeah,
everything is
I
just
do.
manifesting. Yeah, it's just
I have
manifesting itself. Hmm?
I have family here that aren't really family, and they invest in me and anything that I want to do and anything that all I have to do is say the words and they're
Wow. They
like
are
yeah,
angels.
they're on
Yeah.
it. They don't like nobody they see what I went through as, how do I explain it? I can't even describe it. But to them it's almost like they wish they could have gone through that and experienced it with me. They see it
Wow.
as a golden moment. So what the enemy meant for bad and what was supposed to break me and tear me down and kill me because I was knocking on death's door so
Yes.
many times, and people people have no idea, the damage that they did to me, but now I'm in a better place mentally, spiritually, emotionally. I'm so happy that I'm living in purpose, which is
Yes.
very, very important. And I'm my authentic self, and I'm Tessa, and I embrace that. I still haven't found the right way to call my own name yet.
Oh my God.
Even when I was doing the recording for the show, calling my own name, it felt so weird to me. Like it felt strange.
That's
So I
what that's
did
what
that like
that's what made you record like 70 times because
yes,
you were trying to get the Tessa.
because I couldn't find the right way to call my own name,
Yes,
you know.
yes.
But I'm definitely loved here. My family here, my extended family here, my friends here, like everything is great. And my daily prayer is for God to continue to bless me so that I can be a blessing to other people. And right now I'm in the midst of working on a corporation. Actually, we just got the corporation today. It's called Black Girl Magic, and we're definitely gonna be, making a way for people to come from the islands to be able to, be in Canada and thrive and do
Girl, look
amazing
at you.
things.
Oh, Tessa, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I told someone today, I'm not sharing it, but I told someone today, I said, be on this live because God is going to give a sign of confirmation, and that is it right there.
Yeah,
That is it right there. Black girl magic.
magic.
To be
Yes.
able to come from the islands and to
Hmm.
be able, that is powerful. That is powerful. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
I love it, Tessa. Uh-huh. So
There are a
that's
lot
going to be
of
another movement.
opportunities.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are a lot of opportunities, and God is definitely working. And two of my investors that actually own this beautiful salon where I am right now. Um, we're also about to do like another franchise, in the city, but things are happening, and I'm just thankful, that God has blessed me with the people that are in my life today, and I'm gonna continue to do well, and I'm just happy that I'm finally in a place, mentally, especially, to be able to function and to do what it is that I need to do for myself and for the people around me. Because no matter what I went through, or no matter what I still have to go through in my life, I'm still in the business of inspiring and, uplifting.
Yes, yes. And you're
So,
not going to stop, Tessa. I
yeah,
mean,
no.
I can't wait to see Black Girl Magic. I know.
It's gonna be big, trust me. When you
I
see
know.
it, you won't even know.
Tessa, listen to me. You know something? You speaking, people may say, oh, that sounds like arrogance. No, it's not. That's
Mhm.
faith talking.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
Hmm.
big.
Yeah,
And
it
and
is.
I stand with you with that. That's the attitude you gotta
Yeah.
have. Like when you walking in purpose,
Mhm.
you can't be saying,
You,
I ain't sure.
oh
No,
no,
it's gonna be
it,
big.
you gotta speak things as though they were,
Yes.
and
Yes.
I'm done with the small business. You
That's
know what
it.
I mean? I'm in the spirit of big business now, and so if it's big business that you want to be a part of, Black Girl Magic is definitely the corporation.
Look at you. Oh man, Tessa, you didn't make you almost make me cry tonight too. But I couldn't I was trying to, I got a lot of stuff. I dress up just for you, Tessa. Like I put on the glitter and all. I got the gold on my eyes, for the 24.
You're so beautiful.
Thank you, Tessa. So are you. So
Yes,
are you.
thank
You
you.
are gorgeous. So
Hmm.
Tessa, we're gonna wrap it up.
Hmm.
But before you leave, I want you to leave some motivational nuggets, some power nuggets,
Hmm.
inspirational nuggets with the viewers, those that are live tonight and those that will come and watch this stream later. I
Hmm.
want you to leave some nuggets with us before we sign off.
Um, there's so many things that I can say, but I will say this, and I will say this because I noticed a trend, especially on social media platforms. Um, find find your authentic self. Find out what your purpose is. Find out who you are, in this world, and what you're supposed to be and who you are supposed to be, and do that. And do that in the most authentic form that you possibly can. If it takes you a year, if it takes you 2 years, if it takes you 3 years, if you fail the first time, it's okay. Try again. If you fail the second time, it's okay. Try again. If you have to try 4 or 5, 1,000 times, it's still nobody business. 1,000 times. So find your purpose and find out what your place is on this earth and be passionate about it. And a lot of times, when you ask people what is their passion, and we always associate passion with feelings and emotions, but for me, your passion is anything that you're willing to suffer for. So as long as you're willing to suffer for it and you're willing to sacrifice for it, then by all means, give it 110.
Wow, that is it.
Yes.
That is powerful. I have up on the screen you doing that boomerang, Tessa, with that is Tessa's beautiful store, everyone. If you're looking at the screen, that is Tessa's beautiful store in the background there. Definitely, I call it a pit to the palace experience because it's super beautiful. And of course, you can see on the screen that she's doing what she loves to do, that is teaching others, and signing those certificates and just making people dreams come true. And that is simply amazing, Tessa. I pray that God continues to bless you, bless you, bless you, bless you, even for coming on this live tonight. I know that it took a lot of courage. I'm
Yeah,
sure that
it
your nerve was on 100
did.
because
A
you didn't
hundred
know.
thousand.
I know you didn't know what to expect, who would receive you. I know that those things still come to your mind even now because it is a journey. It is a journey and it's one day at a time. But I can truly say that you inspired us all tonight, Tessa. And you are definitely living a faith life. You're living life on purpose. And God really honors that. Continue to move. Continue to move purposely. Continue to seek the will of God. Not your will, but continue to seek the will of God. And once you do what He wants you to do, you have nothing to fear and nothing to worry about. So God bless you, Tessa. I love you
Thank
so,
you. God
so
bless you
much.
too.
Yeah, thank you for even giving us some of your tears tonight.
I can breathe now.
Yes, breathe. I know it's done. You did very, very well. Very,
Thank
very
you.
well. Very well. Kiss mom for me.
I
Give your
will.
baby Mark. He won't remember me. Mark Jacob.
He's gonna be 10. I have a man.
Oh, yes, you do. And I know he
Yes.
loves you. He loved you then. I know he's just in love with you now. I know.
Hmm.
I know. But God is good and He is faithful. Continue to soar, Tessa. I'm definitely going to be watching you. For those that watch tonight, Tessa's stream, Tessa's live. I'm going to post all of our social handles. Are you back? Are you on Facebook, Tessa?
I hate Facebook.
Ah, I'm
Yeah,
not there
I
either.
I have
Yeah.
it, but I only have it because I need one to have a business Instagram, but I don't post on it. Yeah,
I don't have one period.
yeah, I don't
I was
post.
off from 2018 and never went back. Never
Yeah.
looked back. My team told
Mhm.
me August 2018 was the
Mhm.
last time I ever posted on
Mhm.
Facebook. I don't miss it. I honestly don't miss
Me
it.
either.
Yeah,
Me either.
I
I
got
love Instagram.
Instagram. Yeah, Instagram. Give me
Mhm.
some YouTube. Give me some Twitter. I'm good. Some Snapchat
I'm
every
not
now
even
and
on
again.
Twitter.
Pardon?
I'm not even on Twitter.
Man, listen, Twitter is the gig too. But I mean, just when you post in your little, like when you do Black Girl Magic, oh, that's
Mhm.
definitely a good platform
Twitter.
for empowering.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can hashtag and get, people to come in and stuff like that.
Well,
Definitely look into
because
it.
I was away from social media for such a long time,
Hmm.
I had to have an Instagram because that's how I make my money. But
Yes.
um, if I didn't need it to get what I have to get, then I wouldn't even have one, to be honest with you. Like if
I
I
know.
didn't
I
have
know.
to, being
I
away
know.
from social media for so long, it kind of gave me a different aspect. I look at social media in a different way. Like if I'm not on there doing business, I'm not on there. Like
Yes.
I don't scroll timelines and look,
Exactly.
I don't do that because I don't know. I'm just not like a social media kind of thing. I don't
Yeah.
know. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's
And that's
good because
okay.
we make good money on social media. Instagram is a free.
Instagram is the place to be. Now, I tell
Yes,
everybody that Instagram is definitely the place to
it
be.
is.
Everybody here is thanking you, Tessa. Everyone is saying,
Thank you
God
guys
bless
so
you.
much.
You're so
Appreciate all the
beautiful.
love.
Yeah, everyone's love. I tell you, go back on the stream yourself, Tessa, and watch it just so you can see the comments. I may have missed some, but everyone is loving up on you, and there's a whole herd of people that's here tonight as well. So I know that people were curious to hear this story, but it's beautiful. It's definitely beautiful. So once again, Tessa, we have to run. Thank you so much.
Thank you for
Don't be a
having
stranger
me.
to me. I'm definitely well. I got you on WhatsApp, so you can't
Yes.
run. You can't duck me. I will call you if I have to. But God bless you. Thank you so much, Tessa, for being with us. Be safe. I know that once COVID is done, you will definitely have bigger, much more things going on. But God bless you once again. I love you. Everyone,
Love you too.
thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you, guys.
Yes. And I will see you all next week for a Faith Life session right here on YouTube. See you later, Tessa.
Bye.
Love you.
Okay.
Live event streaming provided by Church Boy Production Studio.